He was never loud or overbearing, just gentle, deeply kind, and quietly wise. He didn't dominate conversations. Instead, his voice carried a subtle strength that lingered in your memory. When our paths first crossed, I was drawn to that quiet confidence, his unwavering loyalty, and his ability to make me feel safe without saying much at all. He didn't sweep me off my feet with money or showy gestures, but his presence made the world feel softer, more stable. There was a sincerity in how he cared, honest, patient, and warm. Together, we carved out a life full of shared dreams and soft-spoken love, piecing together our future like two people who truly believed in each other. At the beginning, it felt like a fairy tale, untouched, flawless. But time has a way of dulling even the brightest glow. Somewhere along the years, an ache for something different began to grow inside me. Maybe it was the rhythm of routine, or maybe I foolishly began to overlook the beauty in his consistency. What once felt like deep affection started to seem ordinary. I craved intensity over comfort, sparks over stability. That's when it began. There was a man at work, bold, confident, radiating a kind of reckless energy. He made me feel visible again, in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. His charisma stirred something inside me that I thought had gone silent. He spoke with a fearless charm, so different from my husband's gentle truthfulness. And for reasons I still struggle to explain, I let myself be pulled toward that flame. It began as harmless chatter, playful, innocent. But little by little, the line blurred. And then I crossed it. I told myself it was a one-time mistake, an impulsive moment I could bury and forget. I convinced myself it meant nothing. But I was wrong. That one moment unraveled everything. The guilt didn't come crashing down immediately. It came in waves, soft at first, then overwhelming. By the time I confessed, I was bracing for rage, for harsh words, for him to storm out and never return. But he didn't scream. He didn't raise his voice. He just sat there, staring at the floor, motionless. Minutes passed, maybe more. And then he cried, quietly, not with anger but with heartbreak. The kind of tears that come from somewhere deep, where words no longer reach. He had always been the strong one, the dependable one. And now I was watching him fall apart because of something I had done. It shattered something inside me. He didn't ask for explanations. He asked one question, softly, barely louder than a breath. Was I not enough for you? And I had no answer. Because the truth was, he had been more than enough. I was the one who failed. That night, he moved to the guest room. He didn't slam doors. He didn't curse me. But every night that followed, a wall of silence grew between us. I begged for forgiveness, wrote him notes by hand, brought him flowers, cried on the kitchen floor. But none of it could erase what I had done. Betrayal doesn't heal with apologies. Trust doesn't mend with gestures. He still did the small things, made coffee in the mornings, fed the cat, took out the trash. But it wasn't love anymore. It was routine. The affection we once shared had hollowed out, replaced by quiet resignation. I could feel the gap widening every day. He wasn't just mourning what I had done. He was grieving the life we'd built, the version of us that was no longer real. He never rushed to forgive me, and I had no right to expect him to. Months passed. He still wore his wedding ring, but it didn't feel like a symbol of commitment anymore. It looked like a memory, something that hurt more than it helped. I watched him fade. His warmth cooled into distance. His laughter disappeared. His eyes stopped lighting up when he looked at me. And I knew I had done that. I was the cause. Eventually, he told me he needed time. He packed a small bag and said he'd stay with his brother for a while. There were no promises. No, I'll be back. Or we'll figure this out. Just a final glance, tears shimmering in his eyes, and a quiet whisper. I loved you more than you'll ever understand. And then he left. I stood frozen in the doorway, the weight of my betrayal crushing me. I had broken the heart of a man who loved me completely, and nothing I could do would ever undo that damage. Now the house feels hollow. The silence is suffocating. His coat still hangs by the door. His toothbrush still sits untouched. I haven't moved a thing, as if clinging to what's left might somehow bring him back. But I know it won't. I see it all clearly now. The thrill I chased was fleeting, gone in a blink. But real love, the kind he gave me, that's rare, precious, and I threw it away for a flicker that burned out by morning. I destroyed something sacred, and no matter how much I regret it, the truth remains. He didn't deserve the pain I caused. The betrayal, the heartbreak. He bore it all with dignity, and I must carry the guilt of what I did for the rest of my life.